Have you ever wondered what's really happening on the streets of Jacksonville? From brutal murders to viral diss tracks, this city has become a battleground for two deadly gangs. In this video, we delve deep into the harsh reality of Jacksonville's gang warfare, from the numerous casualties in the ATK versus KTA conflict to innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire. Jacksonville stands as a grim reminder that violence plagues our streets. The ongoing feud between ATK and KTA, two prominent street gangs in Jacksonville, Florida, has resulted in tragic consequences. This conflict reached its peak with two significant events: the 2017 killing of Zion Brown and the 2018 retaliatory shooting that targeted Yungeen Ace, claiming the lives of his brother Trayvon Bullard and two close friends.
You had a cousin, Zion Brown.
Yeah, I got him on my stomach tattooed.
19 years old, a man stormed into a house and shot him to death.
Yeah.
On May 27, 2017, Zion Brown, the cousin of Foolio, a prominent figure in KTA, was tragically killed in a triple shooting at his home on Raw High Trail. Deandre Thomas, associated with ATK, was arrested for the crime. Police reports indicated that Thomas forcefully entered Brown's home by smashing a brick through the sliding door. Inside, he indiscriminately fired shots, resulting in the death of Zion Brown and injuries to two young girls aged 9 and 16. This attack was not random, but a calculated move in the ongoing conflict between these two gangs. The arrest and subsequent conviction of Deandre Thomas on charges of murder and attempted murder brought some justice for the victims. However, it also intensified the animosity between ATK and KTA, setting the stage for further violence. Zion Brown's murder demanded retaliation, fueling a cycle of revenge. On June 5, 2018, Yungeen Ace, a prominent figure in ATK, became the target of a retaliatory attack. Ace, whose real name is Kenneth Bullard, was celebrating his brother Trayvon Bullard's 18th birthday with friends when their vehicle was ambushed in a drive-by shooting near Interstate 295. The attack, carried out by individuals in a silver Chevrolet Cruze, claimed the lives of Trayvon Bullard, Royal Devon Smith Jr., and Jacoby Gassad Brewer. Yungeen Ace was shot 8 times but miraculously survived. Following this devastating incident, Yungeen Ace expressed his profound grief and guilt on Instagram. He lamented his inability to save his younger brother during the chaotic assault, a failure that weighed heavily on him. Rather than marking the end of violence, the deaths of Trayvon Bullard and his friends fueled further hostilities. Foolio capitalized on the moment, using social media to taunt Yungeen Ace and his fallen friends. This psychological warfare, alongside physical violence, escalated tensions. As the story unfolds, the role of music in this conflict becomes increasingly significant. The ongoing rivalry between ATK and KTA finds expression through diss tracks, which serve both as provocations and retaliations. Two tracks, in particular, stand out: Yungeen Ace's Who I Smoke and Foolio's When I See You. These songs, released in 2021, have garnered attention for their provocative lyrics, igniting further hostility between the gangs. Who I Smoke, released by Yungeen Ace, samples Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles. It combines a playful piano melody with aggressive lyrics that call out deceased members of the rival KTA gang. The accompanying music video, shot on a golf course, features the rappers in preppy attire, which starkly contrasts with the violent content of the lyrics. In response, Foolio released When I See You, sampling Fantasia's When I See You. The music video opens with Foolio at a gravesite, holding a large printed photo of Yungeen Ace's deceased brother and friends. Foolio's track counters Who I Smoke with lyrics steeped in anger and sorrow, reflecting the emotional toll of the ongoing violence. Both diss tracks have made a significant impact beyond Jacksonville, drawing millions of views on YouTube and sparking widespread debate. However, they have also faced criticism for glamorizing gang violence and trivializing death. Critics argue that these tracks perpetuate the cycle of violence by provoking retaliation and glorifying the deaths of young men caught in gang conflicts. Yungeen Ace and Foolio defend their music as reflections of their lived experiences and street realities. They see their songs as forms of artistic expression and storytelling, shedding light on the harsh truths of street life. Nevertheless, law enforcement and community leaders have expressed concerns about the track's influence on young listeners, fearing they could incite further violence. The notoriety of Who I Smoke and When I See You has led to increased scrutiny from law enforcement. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and other authorities analyzed the lyrics and music videos for clues and evidence related to gang activities.
Well, right now, police looking for the people who killed rapper Foolio in a weekend shooting in Tampa.
3 others were injured in that shooting. We are told they are all in stable condition. 8 on your side's Chloe Sparks is live where this happened along Fowler Avenue, not too far from USF. What's the latest this morning, Chloe?
A suspect has still not been identified, but a Jacksonville crime analyst believes that the shooter at large could be from a rival group in Jacksonville, where Foolio is from. While fans and loved ones mourn the loss of Jacksonville rapper Foolio, Tampa police are working to bring his murderer to justice.
There are cameras here and our officers are working to view all of the cameras and talk with people, who might have seen anything or heard anything.
3 other people were victims of this shooting in a Tampa hotel parking lot. The other victims are believed to be in a stable condition.
At this point, it's part of the investigation, but it seems that they might have been coming here to the hotel to get a room.
After getting kicked out of an Airbnb where Foolio was celebrating his 26th birthday, according to his social media. A Jacksonville crime analyst believes those posts might have played a big role in Foolio's death.
Doing this for so long, I would tend to think this is more of a Jacksonville-based regional kind of beef between 2 groups. Maybe took advantage of a foolish posting that was out there saying where he was, and that's the downside of that.
According to a Jacksonville report, Foolio was shot at least twice in the last few years before he was shot and killed here in the parking lot. The most recent incident was in October when he was shot in the foot. And in 2021, Foolio was grazed by a bullet in a drive-by shooting in Jacksonville.
So his murder comes, and somebody from a rival group is now going to get out there and need to be retaliated against in their eyes for his murder, and then that just keeps going.
Foolio's lawyer telling a Jacksonville reporter his client was basically ambushed. A crime scene taking up this whole parking lot behind me. This is a Holiday Inn right across the street from USF. Here, 4 people were shot and so were 2 cars. Police say they are also now a part of the investigation. A birthday celebration that took a turn for the worst. Now cars filled with bullet holes are at the center of an investigation to find out why famous rapper Foolio, who just turned 26, was shot dead early this morning.
At this point, it's part of the investigation, but it seems that they might have been coming here to the hotel to get a room.
After a social media post from Foolio said he and his friends were kicked out of an Airbnb. They found themselves at this Holiday Inn where hotel guests like Jeremiah Claypool had to be escorted to and from their rooms post gunshots.
I only heard one. It woke me up, but apparently there were more than that.
Police say they got the call at 4:40 this morning. Foolio, whose real name is Charles Jones, was confirmed dead at the scene while 3 other shooting victims were taken to the hospital. No one has been arrested in connection to this shooting.
We always say it, but in cases like this, it really does make the difference. If you saw something, if you heard something, any little detail can help us figure out what happened here this morning.
For now, investigators will lean on federal agencies and work with hotel surveillance video to help determine how the shooting events took place. Also, interviews from witnesses like Claypool.
We're still going to stay. We're going to find another hotel.
Well, Florida rapper Foolio was shot and killed in Tampa overnight. Foolio, whose legal name is Charles Jones, was celebrating his 26th birthday when this all happened. According to his lawyer, Jones was at an Airbnb when his group was asked to leave because there were simply too many people there. They then ended up at a Holiday Inn in northern Tampa where the rapper was gunned down. So far, no arrests have been made. 3 other people were injured.
Developing overnight, 1 person is in stable condition. This is after being shot in what the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is calling a drive-by shooting on the city's north side. JSO says this happened right at about 8:30 last night on Sparing Street. They say the victim was sitting in a car with 2 other people when someone else shot toward the vehicle from a white sedan. That sedan then drove away. JSO tells us the victim was taken to the hospital after being shot in the leg. JSO spoke to witnesses and looked for surveillance video, but if you have any helpful information, you're urged to please give Crime Stoppers a call.
Tonight, police investigating after a man crashed his car into this building, then died from a gunshot wound. This happened on Myrtle Avenue in the Durkeeville area. On Your Side's Atia Collins spoke with a man who says he saw it all happen.
It happened here on Myrtle Avenue just after midnight. I talked to a witness who told me the car came from this direction and then slammed right into this building. It's been taped up now, but earlier you could see the window had been smashed out and the metal framing bent inwards.
I was standing over there and I seen the car just hit.
The driver, a man, according to police. The witness, who goes by Houston, says when he saw the crash, he went over to help.
And I grabbed him and I pulled him out from the passenger side. I brought him to the floor. I try to keep him as conscious as I can. The police came.
Investigators say when they found the man, they noticed he had been shot. He was taken to the hospital where he died. It's unclear what led up to the shooting or where the shooting took place. Now, JSO is investigating this incident along with their partners at the medical examiner's office and the state attorney's office. Reporting in Jacksonville, Tia Collins, First Coast News, On Your Side.
Tonight, Jacksonville rapper Yungeen Ace arrested and being called a gang member. Police say the 26-year-old was in a car with several loaded guns, and as a felon, he can't be in a vehicle with guns. Tia Collins was in court today for a first appearance.
And she is joining us live from the jail tonight. Tia, how did police come to find this rapper with guns?
Keontae Bullard was inside an SUV that was stopped for running an intersection in Jacksonville Beach Monday night. Officers say inside that SUV they found 7 guns, including a rifle, a Draco, and a handgun, which they say were in immediate reach of Bullard. Rapper Yungeen Ace had his first court appearance after Jacksonville Beach police arrested him after finding loaded guns in the SUV he was riding in. According to the arrest report, 6 people were inside the SUV. Officers say they found 7 loaded guns. The driver, LaShawn Worthen, was arrested for driving with a suspended license. The remaining passengers were not arrested. Our crime expert says as a convicted felon, Bullard cannot be around guns at all.
They shouldn't be in a house with them. They shouldn't be in a car with them. In this case, it was in close proximity within reach, or what they call wingspan.
Bullard's felony conviction stems from a 2017 case for his involvement in an attempted armed robbery. Bullard was arrested again in 2018 for violating his probation after he survived a shooting that left 3 dead, including his brother. According to Jacksonville police, Bullard is the leader of a gang called ATK, which stands for Ace to Kill. Bachman says this gang involvement and his past convictions will play a role in this latest arrest.
Depending on what kind of record the individual has, they could be pursued federally based upon this particular state charge.
Now, I did reach out to Bullard's attorneys. They tell me they are still working on case details and could not provide me next step information. However, a bail bondman that was here in court today says that Bullard does plan to bail out. Reporting in Jacksonville, Tia Collins, First Coast News, On Your Side.
Breaking overnight, Jacksonville police have arrested the only surviving victim of the quadruple shooting that happened near the St. John's Town Center earlier this week.
Police say Keontae Bullard, who is also known by his rapper name Yungeen Ace, is charged with violation of probation. Last October, Bullard was sentenced to 31 months probation after appearing before a Clay County judge and pleading no contest to accessory after the fact. News for Jax reporter Allison Henning is live this morning. And Allison, how exactly did he violate his probation?
Well, police say he had a firearm on him, which is against his probation, of course. So this morning he is in jail, set to make his first appearance in less than an hour from now. It appears some people, though, are a bit upset and angry about Bullard's arrest. JSO says its communications center received nearly 700 calls in about an hour and a half's time.
time because of a social media post related to the arrest. They say the post advises he is supposed to be in the hospital right now, but is in jail instead. Police say that is not true. They say Bullard was released from the hospital and reported to his probation office on his own. Again, he was not taken from the hospital. As for the hundreds of phone calls, police are reminding people that the misuse of the 911 system is a crime that you could be arrested for. Meanwhile, this morning, JSO continuing to look for whoever is responsible for the quadruple shooting that hurt Bullard and killed 3 others on Tuesday night. They are encouraging any witnesses to come forward with information that can help lead to an arrest. The Florida Sheriff's Association, JSO, and Crime Stoppers are teaming up, offering an additional $5,000 reward. So to be eligible for up to $8,000 now for those rewards combined, you do need to contact Crime Stoppers. Reporting live this morning, Allison Henning, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you. Well, police are receiving dozens of tips on a deadly shooting near Town Center Parkway just off 295, but they need more. They're raising the reward for information. Overnight, they released some new information of their own. Kenyatta Bullard, a survivor of that quadruple shooting, was booked into jail just last night after being released from the hospital. He was arrested for a probation violation stemming from an accessory after the fact charge in Clay County from December of 2016. Now that means he helped set up some sort of crime, but he may not have actually committed the crime. As part of that probation, Bullard is not allowed to possess a firearm. Now, the shooting itself is still being investigated. Multiple police agencies are joining forces now to find out who killed 3 young men and injured a 4th. JSO is offering $8,000 for useful tips. Authorities say there were several vehicles in the area when the shooting happened, so they're looking for those witnesses. They need them to come forward.